but they sure did a good job of it.
All right. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call this special work session meeting to order of the Junta City Council. Today is February 15th, 2024. The time is now 5:30 p.m. We will not have an invocation. I will call this meeting to order. We'll do the pledge. If we're going to skip invocation, we'll at least do the pledge.
God bless us all.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mrs. Schofield.
Ramirez,
Present.
Velasquez,
Present.
Stoker,
Present.
Ayala,
Here.
Ochoa,
Here.
Pintoya,
Here.
Rickoff,
I'm here.
All right. Citizen participation. Now, remember, this is only if you have anything to add on the interim city manager selection, not about any potholes or anything of that nature. You have 5 minutes. Please step up to or cats or anything. 5 minutes. State your name and address. Going once, going twice. All right. New business, interim city manager selection. Mr. Maloff, would the appropriate approach be the same as last time? Just include all 3 names that put in?
Yes, but to be clear, I don't think all 3 names will be in the session at the same time.
No, yeah.
But it is about contract negotiations, and I think it's fair game for executive session.
Okay. I cannot do that. Remind me. So then you'll just add the 3 names that you have in your packet.
I motion to go into executive session for the purpose of the interim, to go over applications for the interim city manager with Bill Jackson, Brad Davidson, and Martin Montoya for the purpose of determining positions relative to matters that may be subject to negotiations, developing strategy for negotiations, and or instructing negotiators under CRS 24-6-4024E.
All right, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, I'll ask for your vote. Lisa, you voted?
Yeah.
Okay, and that passes unanimously. Now, we're going to go into the utility board room for executive. I just want to caution everybody that we are live on Facebook, so if you want to talk, just know that that camera's on. So, there you go.
And it may be a while.
And it may be a while. I would like it to go quick.
Mr. Mayor, before
Yes.
we go though, let me suggest that we do a random selection of which of the 3 candidates comes first. Okay, so that no one has a claim of some favoritism one way or another, bias or prejudice. So what I've done is I've written all 3 names on a piece of paper. I've wadded them all up. I'm going to shake it up.
You let Damon pick?
I'm going to let David pick. Number 1 will be Davidson, okay. And number 2 will be Jackson. Why didn't I just say alphabetical order? Okay.
But first, can we just have council and you and
Sure.
Rick in the room, and then we'll call voter? Okay.
I'll take it. You already want to leave it here?
No, I gotta read it.
I know, then I was going to look at my tickets.
So he's doing that again.
Mr. Maloff, make sure you bring all your files this time, please.
I think it's around 10 years of that.
I did.
You did?
I'm well. How are you?
Ladies first.
We're here. Yeah, we're coming back to the.
I guess you are through, or you wouldn't all be trooping in.
flip if we told him to continue till tomorrow?
Is he still here?
Get that poster fixed.
Let's move expeditiously there, Mr. Mello.
Things just aren't meant to happen.
Are we on?
All right, we are back. Where are we at? What day is it? What time is it? Mr. Maloff. What day is
Mr. Mayor, so that the record is complete and so our listening audience will understand what we have done, I would report to the board as a group that the terms that the city council would like to propose to the individual that would be selected tonight would be that they would receive a short-term salary payment of $9,000 per month for the number of months that they would serve within the capacity of whatever we want to call this position, temporary, interim, but filling the gap position of transitioning between Mr. Klein and a permanent city manager. So I don't know what label, but that's the position. The promises that would be made to the individual who would be selected would be that there would be the normal benefits that are currently being received. All three applicants are current supervisors for the city, and so they are receiving their benefits, and that wouldn't change. That irrespective of the outcome, all three applicants would be encouraged to apply for the permanent position as the search committee goes through its process. That when the successful candidate is put in place, once a permanent city manager is determined, that individual would go back to their current rate of pay in their current job. So they would lose out on a raise. I think the $9,000 per month indicates that each of them would be receiving more than they're currently receiving, but they'd go back to their former position. So for that purpose, we're sort of using the terminology of a leave of absence from the current position while they serve as this acting or interim city manager. I would share for the public that all three gentlemen were given an opportunity to speak and were given the same kinds of questions. We spent within half a minute the exact same amount of time with all three candidates. Council spent an inordinate amount of time going through qualifications and trying to decide things. I can tell you that we did not take a vote in council, so we will find out, or in executive session, so we'll find out in a couple of minutes exactly what ends up happening. I can tell you that council is committed to the proposition that there will be a intense and vigorous search for a city manager on a more permanent basis. That search will be on a not only local level but a regional and national level, and that the council will be looking for individuals that have more far-sighted goals and able to discuss that. We did not ask either of the three gentlemen to comment on their far-sighted goals. It's just not fair to expect that they could have formulated a plan for a time period that they wouldn't have an opportunity to implement it. So there were discussions of how to run the city, but there was not a discussion of long-term planning. I can tell you that all three gentlemen presented very, very well, and we as citizens, and me as a citizen, I'm really glad that we have these people here, because all three of them are just pretty special. And all three of them, I believe, have interest in the city and maintaining the community in a positive light and in a progressive and positive fashion. So we have the luxury of whatever we decide, in my view, and I don't get to vote, but whatever they decide, that we're choosing from good people, and we're choosing from people that will be successful in what they do here. So my approach, with council's permission, is that we'll take the same approach that we took in the random choosing of who would come first. And for you, those of you that might have slept through some of this, Mr. Davidson, and I keep calling you Jerry, but I don't think that's right. Brad Davidson was picked out of the hat first, and then Bill Jackson, and then Martin Montoya. So I will present a motion to the council, naming first of all Mr. Davidson, and then we'll keep going down the road if there isn't a majority selection of who that candidate would be. So is that all right with the council? Okay, and with your permission then, Mr. Mayor, I think you should entertain a motion that Brad Davidson be selected by the council to serve as temporary city manager under the terms that I just disclosed, and within anticipation that there would be a letter of understanding created to reflect these terms.
I'd entertain a motion.
So moved.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not, I'll ask for your vote. And that passes 4-3.
Well, in that case, then our work is done.
Congratulations, Brad. Thank you.
Our work is not quite done. Hold on. So there was supposed to be search firm proposals. Did you send that out, Rick?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so some of you guys didn't get the SGR. So we'll put that to Monday. Tuesday. But Raftalis is the third company. They have not got back to me. They say they needed more information, but I gave them the same information that these other two got, and they were able to get us bids. So should I continue to pursue Raftalis, or if they get me before Tuesday, I'll send it off. But if not, we're just comfortable with the two search bids that we have now.
I mean, my opinion, if they haven't done it already, well, why should we seek them out?
Okay. With that said, we will now adjourn the meeting.